There's a lot to the jobs numbers, and people see kind of like the high level. They see, oh wow, the unemployment rate's at 3.9%. We must be doing great. I mean, typically we think, when you're under 4%, you're nearing full employment and the economy is booming. I mean, to reference back in the 90s when we had unemployment rate under 4%, we were creating jobs at a TIG of like over 300K. Wages were growing over 3%. We were kind of really were at full employment where we had such a scarcity of labor resources to find the jobs people needed. Now that's kind of not the case. We may hear the top line numbers, but employment growth has been kind of not anemic, but it's been subpar than what we would want in this recovery. This is the second longest recovery on record, and so thanks Obama for that. As you know, when we started in the Obama administration, we faced a huge recession. It was the second worst recession since the Great Depression, and it's been taking a while to recover from that. Just the characteristics of the recession. A lot of people don't know is that at the same time as the recession was when all the baby boomers started retiring, and that was a huge effect. That was a huge economic headwind in terms of trying to recover, with growth, because you have this aging population that's leaving the labor force, and we didn't produce enough people with the skills to be able to get back into employment and raise our economic growth. So that's been a hindrance, and that will continue to be a hindrance on the economy moving forward. And so even though we've seen the unemployment rate drop significantly, especially from the peak of 10%, it's only dropped maybe like 0.4, 0.5% since President Trump's taken office. The U6 rate, which is like the broadest measure of unemployment, it talks about discouraged workers, part-time workers who want full-time jobs. That's still abnormally high. So in my sense, we still see a lot of quote-unquote slack in the labor market, meaning there's still room to grow. There's still people who want full-time work. There's still people who are on the sidelines who could potentially come back, a lot of prime-age workers, but they just haven't found the opportunities just yet. And so even though we may talk about like things may look great and the top line numbers, when you start digging down, there's still a lot of areas for concern.